Hello everybody and welcome to the next video of Questmaster Early Access. Just keep in mind this game is currently on Early Access at the time of making this video. This game is available on Steam for just $20 if you want to pick it up. If you're not sure if this game is right for you, there's a demo version for you to try out, which is free. Alright guys, this will likely be the week that we're about to expect for next week's for the big major update. Now keep in mind this is also a minor update for every Friday, which is weekly. So now we're gonna check out this list of updates we have here. So let's see, the first one here is you can now configure the Octave of note blocks and note switches. The new note blocks and note switches are a beloved feature of many already. Being requested a lot, we are now adding customizable octaves to both to allow even more music and sound possibilities. I like to make some music. Let's tone it down to a higher pitch. Yeah! Sorry about that little jingle, but the fact is that we can actually alter the sounds of the note blocks and note switches. You can see on the picture here they now have properties, so we got many more options to put some music tones into the dungeon. So we're looking forward to it. This is a great idea. Alright, so the next one here is we got checkpoints now show up on the map. Checkpoints now show up on the map. Handy. Yeah, I said it twice. Well, it said it right here on the screen. So what this means is that you can actually have checkpoints on the map. If you put down the checkpoints, it'll show up on the map in the menu. So that's a pretty handy feature. So next we got here is the airborne firebar visual improvements. Previously it was very difficult to differentiate airborne from grounded firebars, as the fireballs didn't have a shadow. Now they do. Yeah, it was weird like the time whenever you add a hovering firebar didn't show any shadows at first. So now they actually made some visual improvements, so now we can actually see shadows below us and the fire bars above us. So it's pretty handy actually. If you want to crouch down and don't want to jump, well, there it is. So now, let's see, we got here is you can now bind a hotkey to restart the dungeon. People love speedrunning dungeons. To make it a bit more convenient, you can now bind restarting the dungeon to a hotkey. For example, R in this example. That's also pretty handy actually for speedrunners. And there are people who want to restart the dungeon. You can actually key bind it to your keyboard using the press of a button, and then everything restarts. I'm not sure if I can actually use a controller for this, but we'll see. We'll see. Since I mainly use a controller for this game. So next we got here is huge performance improvements. Many parts of core hot paths in this game's code has been refactored and optimized greatly. For example, utilizing the GPU fully to render reflections of objects. Let's see. Well, in that case, so now this game has some major improvements and optimization. So that's very handy for people who are on low-end PCs. You can actually enjoy the boost of performance. So that's great. That's great. So the last one here is getting ready for next theme. We are hard at work in the background preparing for the first major content update, which will include a brand new dungeon theme, releasing very shortly. The update will include many new dungeon parts for you to use, including a bunch of new, very exciting items. Oh, that's great! We can finally get that big update we've been looking for this month. Well, of course, by that time, the last day of Friday, which is next week. Well, not the last day, but the last Friday. So we're expecting some major update, and we're looking forward to it. And of course, the new theme. I wonder what it is. Alright guys, that covers it now, so let's go ahead and put into the sections where we can describe one by one, like we always do in our videos. So here is the first one. Right, we're gonna cover that one now, so let's go ahead and enter. Already got that map. Get it out. Alright, so here we are. So, guys, before we continue, you guys remember my last week's video of trying to use traps to hit the note blocks? Well, it turned out to be a glitch, or a bug, rather. The traps were supposed to hit the blocks, but it didn't do anything. So, the update actually fixes that, so I forgot to mention that. I forgot to mention that it's a bug that it prevents the traps to hit the blocks. So now it finally works. Allow me to demonstrate before we move on to making some examples about the new Octave. We go here, we can actually place one here. And then we're gonna place a trap right here. So watch what happens. This was supposed to do that for my last week's video, which didn't turn out the way I hoped because the arrow actually shoot through the block, which it wasn't supposed to. But now they fix it, so I'm glad. Should do the same thing with the blade traps. So okay, now let's add some of these. So now we have here is the Octave properties already placed on the block. So if we go over here, if we go to properties, we can actually change to lower octave, default octave, and higher octave. We're gonna put one each. Oh, excuse me, I forgot to. Much better. So we got three different types of octave properties. This should be lower pitch, middle pitch, and high pitch. So let's test it out. Yep, exactly how it is. This people will likely make some Legend of Zelda music out of this. So I'm looking forward to try out your dungeons if that's the case. I've seen people made some recreation of Zelda maps. I bet they'll be using these as music for, you know, door access or have something happening and such. I'm looking forward to it. So we're gonna do the same thing to the floor switches, exactly how I set these up. So we're gonna go here, add this. This is basically the same thing. So let's step on him. And there you have it. So, this could be a great example of stepping on these switches during the sequence for music. You can actually try this out. This is very nice. This is very, very nice. Alright, so we covered that one, guys. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Next one should be more interesting. So, here it is. Okay, so we're gonna leave this dungeon. I'll play out one of my dungeons that has a checkpoint. So what we're gonna do here, hang on a second, let me focus. Alright, so we're gonna go to one of our dungeons. I believe I was working on this one, but here's gonna be a spoiler alert. Okay. So I already have 2 checkpoints here. So I'm gonna put my character here. Alright. So we got 2 checkpoints here. So if we open the map here, wait. Sorry about that. Okay, so there. When you're on the map, 2 of the checkpoints will show up. So if you basically have a map or a compass of some sort, you can actually see the icons on the map, and there it's gonna show up. So yeah, that's self-explanatory. So nothing much to talk about, just other than the fact that these checkpoints will appear on the map when you enter the area. Kind of like a refresher of where the checkpoint is if you want to go back and get it before proceeding. So yeah, it really helps that way. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the next section, guys. So here it is. Right, the airborne fire bars. So I don't have anything on this dungeon, so we can go ahead and exit out. So we're gonna go back here to our testing map. So we're gonna do little examples between those 2 fire bars. So one on the ground and the other one on the airborne. So if we place one here, let's add like 4 of these. Make it shorter. Oh, I see there's a little glitch on the shadows here when it's on the ground. Alright, we're gonna copy this and then place one right here, and we're gonna give this one airborne. Here it is. So what you see here is the fire bar is airborne. You can see the shadows under it. So now let's go ahead and give that a test. We're gonna also give ourselves the feather just for the testing purposes. All right. All right. So basically, I'm just jumping over it, but yeah, as you can see, when you jump over the fire parts on the ground, you don't take damage. You're just jumping over it to avoid the danger. Perhaps you should tell the developer to fix the shadows on the left side that's on the ground. So if we come here, guys, we can see airborne fire bars. The shadow retains itself. It's following the movement of the fire bars, as you can see. Of course, jumping is not an option. You will take damage, of course. So one last test. We're gonna make them stationary, like don't have it move at all. I want to see if it actually fixes the issue, like several weeks ago when I was testing the game out. So here it is. So this one retains itself here. It also retains itself. So if I jump here, I don't take damage. But for some reason, the character is actually hidden behind the fire bars, which was not supposed to when you're standing right here. So if I go here, this is actually intended whenever you're behind the firebar that's airborne. But for here, it just makes you believe that you're still behind, which I can tell the developer about this. So if you stand here and jump, you do take damage. So that little visual was fixed apparently, so you can actually exactly take damage from this spot when you jump. Because last time it was very finicky when it was like stationary when there's no shadow. Last time. So a little bit of fix on this one and a little bit of fix on this one as well. Because when you jump in front of the fire bar right here, you're supposed to be in front of it, not behind it. Well, still in on early access, guys, so you have to understand that. Anyways, that covers that one, guys. So let's go ahead and move on to the next section of the video. So here it is. Everyone's favorite, hotkeying their keyboard in order to restart the dungeon and start over again if you want to get a world record for speedrunning. Okay, so let's see if we go to the main menu, because settings, controls, yeah, restart. So it was unassigned yet, so perhaps I could set the button to do something. Perhaps one of my L and R key buttons, as long as it's not registered. Okay. Okay. Oh, so they are. Perhaps I can just keybind it to right trigger. Okay. So we're gonna test this out, guys. We're gonna test out one of my dungeons. Could test it out on this one. Wait, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't want to use the test one. I mean, the edit. So forgive me on that one. Okay, we're gonna go here on the play. Alright, since we're here, let's go ahead and initiate the reset. Ah, it works. So by pressing a single button when you have it keybinded, it will restart everything. Yeah, but it doesn't have it for retry. You know, we could actually get a retry one as well to restart from the checkpoint, other than restarting the whole dungeon. Yeah, that could work. Well, we actually covered that one, guys. So let's go ahead and move on to the next section. The last section we'll be discussing about this interesting topic. So let's go ahead and close this one out. Alright, so here's the next topic. I am dying to figure out what could be the next theme for the big major update next week. So, based on what happened, there was a leak in one of the Discord's servers that I'm in. There was a leak about what the next theme will look like and what's it gonna be. So, in my understanding, that the developer actually did leak it to the people in the Discord, that the keyword for this is going to be wind. Yeah, that's what that's what the key is. The keyword is, wind. But honestly, I have no idea what it will look like. So we're gonna have to wait and see. So yeah, the big major update begins next week, guys. I'm looking forward to try out. Possibly during my stream hours, I will stream nothing but the new theme. Hopefully there's people who made some themes to try out. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm also going to make a dungeon as well during the big major update. So by the time that happens, I'll make one and then I'll upload it for people to try out. It's very exciting. Very, very exciting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Alright guys, that does it for now. So thank you guys for tuning into this video. Be sure to subscribe and for more videos. I'm looking forward to this big update and I can't wait to share it with you guys. If it might be big update, it's gonna take me a while to make a video about it, so we'll see what happens. Now, if you guys want to check this game out, it's on Steam for just $20, quite the grab. And of course, there's a demo version if you want to try out the game before you make a decision of purchasing the game, which is a free demo, of course. Now, keep in mind, it's on early access. Anyway guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Looking forward to the big update guys. Take care.